Have you ever felt like the universe is conspiring against you? Maybe it's a job you lost, a relationship that ended, or simply a series of small, frustrating setbacks that seem to pile up until you feel like breaking. We spend our lives fighting against reality. We say, "This shouldn't be happening," or "Why me?" We treat life like an enemy we need to defeat. But what if I told you there's a way to turn every single obstacle, every piece of bad luck, and every tragedy into fuel for your own growth? The ancient Stoics had a name for this. They called it Amor Fati, the love of fate. It's not just about accepting what happens, it's about loving it. It's the difference between being dragged behind the chariot of life and actually driving it. In the next 8 minutes, we are going to explore how you can stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the master of your soul. The term Amor Fati wasn't actually coined by the Greeks, but by Friedrich Nietzsche centuries later, though the concept belongs entirely to the Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Think of your life as a movie. If you were the character in the movie, you would hate the conflict. You'd hate the villain, the struggle, and the pain. But as the audience, you know that without the conflict, there is no story. Without the struggle, there is no hero. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, wrote in his private journals, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." He didn't say the fire tolerates the wood. He said it uses it. When you practice Amor Fati, you stop wishing for things to be different. You realize that wishing for a different past is like wishing for the gravity to stop working. It's a waste of energy. Instead, you look at your current situation, no matter how messy, and you say, "This is exactly what I needed to become who I am meant to be." Let's look at the life of Epictetus to understand how powerful this is. He wasn't an emperor like Marcus Aurelius. He was born a slave. He was physically disabled, his leg broken by a cruel master. Epictetus had every reason to hate his fate. He could have spent his life in bitterness, cursing the world for his chains and his pain. But he didn't. He realized that while his body was a slave, his mind was free. He taught that we do not choose our roles in the play of life. We only choose how well we play the role we are given. If your role is to be a slave, be a great one. If your role is to be a king, be a just one. If your role is to suffer, suffer with dignity. By loving his fate, Epictetus became more powerful than the men who owned him. He eventually gained his freedom and became one of the most influential teachers in history. He didn't just survive his broken leg and his slavery. He used them as the foundation of a philosophy that has saved millions of people from despair. That is Amor Fati in action. How do we apply this in the 21st century? It sounds great in theory, but what about when your car breaks down, when you're already late for work, or when you get passed over for a promotion you worked for? The first step is to remove the labels of good and bad. To a Stoic, events are neutral. It is our judgment of the event that causes the pain. When something bad happens, try this. Instead of saying, "I have to deal with this," say, "I get to deal with this." Lost your job? This is the fire you needed to finally start that business, or find a career that actually fulfills you. Facing a health scare? This is the wake-up call to finally appreciate the miracle of being alive. Amor Fati is the ultimate cheat code for life. Because if you love everything that happens, you are literally impossible to defeat. You become like the fire Marcus Aurelius described. The more obstacles people throw at you, the brighter you burn. As we wrap up, I want you to look at one thing in your life right now that you've been complaining about. One thing you wish was different. Try to look at it through the lens of Amor Fati. Stop fighting the reality of it. Accept it. And then, go one step further. Love it. Find the hidden lesson, the hidden strength, or the hidden opportunity within that struggle. Fate is a river. You can swim against the current until you drown from exhaustion, or you can flow with it and use its power to move forward. If you found value in this deep dive into Stoicism, consider subscribing. We are building a community of people who refuse to be victims of circumstance. Leave a comment below with the phrase Amor Fati if you're ready to start loving your fate. It lets me know who stayed until the very end. Remember, do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens the way it happens. Then you will be happy. Stay stoic.